welcome back to PSN News. I'm Lauren Reehl, and with me tonight is Sophia Chesmer, the president of Best Buddies here at Penn State. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your major, your year, position?
Yes, thank you for having me. I am a senior. I'm studying biology and minoring in disability studies. I am the president of Best Buddies, like I said, and I'm really excited to be here and talk about it.
Well, we are so happy to have you here tonight. And could you just tell us a little bit about what Best Buddies is and the goal of the club?
Yeah, so Best Buddies is actually an international organization, but here at Penn State, we're just one of many, many, many chapters. They do a lot of things with pairing individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities with people that don't have them to sort of form friendships, get business opportunities, and really just ultimately promote inclusion and accessibility.
Wow, that's truly amazing. And why did you decide that you wanted to join, or how long have you been a part of the club?
I had been aware of Best Buddies since high school. I had always been sort of drawn to just wanting to learn about disability culture and, you know, the lived experience of people with disabilities. So Best Buddies had been on my radar, and I discovered the chapter here at Penn State in my sophomore year, and I joined, and I loved it. It was very educational, very fulfilling, and I knew after my first year participating that I wanted to be on exec, and I wanted to play a role in making sure that our club was really doing what it needed to.
So what are some of the roles that you hold as the president this year?
A lot of roles. I have a team under me who I love, who really helps me make the year successful. I have, I believe, 11 or 12 people working under me that I oversee. We plan activities, we run a social media page. We really just work together to make sure that we are being as inclusive as possible.
So who can get involved and how can they?
Anybody can get involved. Honestly, we have students without intellectual and developmental disabilities, or IDD, who go to Penn State. We also have people within the community with IDD that are members of Penn State as well. So typically the members without IDD are Penn State students, but any individual in the community with IDD can be paired with a student at Penn State.
Wow, that's really cool. I saw that Best Buddies has done many events throughout the year and has worked alongside fraternities, sororities, and other clubs as well, such as like the Smeals Sapphires. So can you just tell me a little bit about those collaborations that you do with others around campus?
Yeah, so we are paired with Pi Kappa Phi fraternity. So we really enjoy doing things with them. We always do 2 parties a year that they very graciously host at their house. We just actually had our holiday party yesterday, which was super fun. It's really just a great time to interact with other clubs on campus, and it's a really great way to promote inclusion and get the message out there that people with disabilities are people too, and they deserve to do all the fun things that Penn State students do as well.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And are there any events that you guys hold just on your own without the collabs? I know I've heard from others that you guys have done fun things such as playing kickball on the lawn. Can you just tell me a little bit more about those things?
Yeah, we do kind of anything under the sun. We have bi-weekly meetings, and at every meeting we have sort of like a theme or an activity plan. So our big hitters are always like karaoke, trivia. We do a lot of like games, it's really just a great time. And honestly, towards the end of meetings, buddies just end up like socializing. Like it's just a big hangout. But we do a lot of super fun activities, especially in the spring. We're hopefully starting a tradition of doing an annual polar plunge on Hub Lawn. It was really fun, really successful last year that we pair with Special Olympics and fundraise for them. And then Best Buddies International does what is called a friendship walk, where you go on a walk and you raise money to help support Best Buddies. So we do our own version of that as well in the spring and April. So we got a lot going on.
It really sounds like through the club that everyone's able to kind of come together and become a community and make new friendships. Would you say a lot of friendships form after going to these events and having fun with each other?
Yes, definitely. Every student or member with IDD gets paired one-on-one with a student here at Penn State, but they mainly hang out together, but ultimately we usually see just a large group of people hanging out, talking to each other, so there are definitely friendships can blossom from anywhere, and it doesn't even have to be between a member with IDD and a member without, so it's definitely a community.
What type of disabilities are a part of your club, and how do the peer buddies really help support them?
Any disability really. So intellectual and developmental disabilities really is sort of an umbrella term that can cover a lot of different disabilities. You know, we're never going to turn anybody away, right? And the peer buddies, honestly, it's true friendship. It's really, you know, it's an equal thing. They're peers. That's why we call them peer buddies. So it's an equal dynamic. It's not really like a charity type thing, because we really want to promote inclusion and promote the idea that people with disabilities are people and they deserve the friendships that we all hold.
What has been your favorite event that you guys have held this year?
Oh, that's such a good question. We had a really successful Halloween party, actually. We loved seeing all of our buddies dressed up in costumes. This was another meeting that we had with the fraternity as well. It was very fun. We got a lot of pictures, lots of good food. It was probably the most exciting meeting we've had. It was full of fun.
What would you like to say to students who are interested in joining?
Join, just do it. It's a super great time. It's very fulfilling, low commitment. You can have a higher commitment if you're paired, but you can just get involved. It's pretty easy.
All right, and where can students go to find more information and follow along with what you guys are doing?
We obviously have an Org Central page. You can just look up Best Buddies, but the most information you'll get will probably be from our Instagram, which is at bestbuddies_PSU.
Well, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight and telling us more about what Best Buddies has to offer. Stick around, because later tonight, Jason and Alexa will have more on the latest news from across the nation.